talk about Raj Vasudeva. So were you scared of him? Was he directing you or you were directing him? How was it?
मैं वो देने जा रहा था शॉट और वहां से लाइन प्रोड्यूसर बोलता है सर इसको पैसा भेज दो सो आई वाज लाइक so that part was a little tough and then of course I had to segregate that and get into the character, you know.
You're born, you have to die. There's no two way about it.
And there's no life.
At what time you'll die, when you'll die, nobody knows. So this might be my last moment and I might get a heart attack. And then I will be, no, I'm not saying. No. You see, this is how one should look at that.
तो जो हम चीज़ें करते हैं पढ़ते हैं हमारे सपनों में भी आता है. So you know, did you have such dreams, you know, which scared the hell out of you that ये क्या सपने में आ गया? Has it ever happened with you?
I have died so many times.
In your dreams?
Yeah, I have flown so many times. Like I flew.
That has happened with me as well.
To heaven.
आपका कैसे हुआ?
हाँ. मैं अलग-अलग तरीकों से.
कैसे?
कभी मैं पानी में डूब रही हूँ या कभी मैं बस क्लिफ के बस उस पार गिर चुकी हूँ. I would love to be, part of cinema like this, which is socially stirring.
Yeah.
Which gets conversations going, which makes people sit up and talk in a community, build a community.
अगर आप एक्टर नहीं होते
जी
तो क्या होते? Any profession, you know, which you think would have suited you best?
I think I would be a cook. I love to cook. I cook every day when I'm home.
Oh wow.
When Irfan passed, he's not my friend. I never worked with him in the same screen. I mean, we did a film together, but he played my son, so he was when he was 2 years old in the film. But I was shocked. I don't know why.
Hello and welcome. You're watching us on Z Media. This is Gaurika and today I'm joined by a stellar star cast. You know, we're going to talk about the film Mercy, which explores love, difficult act of letting go and loss. And I'm extremely elated to have the extremely supremely talented people with me. Welcome to our channel. How are you all and how's Delhi treating you all?
Very good, thank you.
Very nice. Well, there's less pollution, so I'm happy.
So, you know, if we talk about Mercy, there's a lot of buzz, you know, we have seen the trailer, the film has got, immense appreciation, film festivals ho, या फिर internationally recognized ये film है. And इतना response, you know, easily नहीं मिलता है. जब वो होता है ना, आपका काम बोलता है. So, you know, it has spoken volumes. So, you know, if we start from you, you know, when did the idea came and what had been the vision?
I was about to finish college and I came across an interview from Mr. Paresh Rawal. He had gone through something similar. His mother was in a situation where the doctor, the dean of the hospital, who was his friend, came to him. He said that Paresh, you are not extending her life, you are extending her death. Maybe the best decision for her would be pulling the plug on her. So he kept prolonging that decision, and before he could take that decision, his mother passed away. So what he took out of the situation was my inspiration, which was, he said, my mother sacrificed her own life so that I don't live the rest of my life in guilt and regret. So that line stuck with me, and it's been 3.5 years since. And as you spoke, the validation, honestly, yes. It does help. It does for indie films like ours. It does show that you can tell stories that mean something in manners and treat it in a way you want to treat it, and what it has inevitably done is spark conversations around this topic, honestly. Mortality, the aim is for people to speak openly about mortality, dignity dignity of dying, and etc.
Since we know that you're very, very young, so how was it directing such polished, you know, finest stars? And if you talk about Adil, so were you scared of him? Was he directing you or you were directing him? How was it?
There were nerves. There were honestly a lot of nerves before I first met him. Yeah. But he has such a calming personality. The first time we met, he has this charm about him. He eases you. He and also at the same time he does make his point come across. If he thinks of something, if he even disagrees with you, he will let you know in the most polite way possible. And all the conversations have been so constructive and towards making the film better. So yeah, I'm just too overwhelmed, yeah, to be able to work with him.
So, Rajsa, I am about to
Raj,
question
please,
you.
Raj.
Yes, Mr. Raj, Simran. So, when the script came to you, how was it producing it and acting? So, dono cheeze handle karna, it's quite a task. So, how was it? How had been your experience and everything from the start till the end?
So producing it, you know, I was living in Holland at that time, and I wanted to come back and get back into acting. I've been producing advertising commercials for a long time, so I wanted to come back and get back into it. And I put this word out on a group saying I'm looking for scripts. So I found like 100 scripts, short films. So Mitul's was a short film he had sent me, and he had just sent me the idea of the script. So honestly, someone in my family had just gone through euthanasia in Holland, which is legal there. So the script really resonated with me. So I met him, we talked about it, discussed it, and we made it into a feature film instead of a short film. So that's how the production part germinated out of it. So we wanted to make that film. Producing and acting, of course, is hard at the same time, especially when a character is so complex and emotional, So that was a bit of a challenge in the beginning part, honestly. I had one episode where I was going to do this emotional scene. We shot the last scene of the movie first.
Oh.
And मैं वो देने जा रहा था shot, और वहाँ से line producer बोलता है, "Sir, इसको पैसा भेज दो." So I was like, so that part was a
तो
little
ज़्यादा रोना आ
tough. And then, of course, I had to segregate that and get into the character. So when I got into the character, and I stepped away a little bit from the production because I had a really amazing team, which helped a lot. So that helped.
And also, the most difficult question, what is that one thing about Adil sir that people don't know? What is that thing he does on the sets? Or, what are the BTS moments? If you had to remember one thing that you'll never, ever forget in life about him. He's been very calculative.
When we first met, we did a great, it was a great session that we did, went through the script together, and it was mostly improvised.
Oh, wow.
Like Mitul said, he puts everybody at ease. So he really put me at ease as well, at that time. And BTS, I mean, we were shooting this scene in the church, and it was an emotional scene. So I don't have much BTS per se, but I think he's in his character, he stays there, which is his quality, I'm sure. So.
Super. So, sir, when you heard the script for the very first time, and what made you come on board, and while you were shooting, since there had been many improvisations, we want to understand your whole takeaway and the experience, with the cast and with such talented and a very young director and a budding director.
Yeah. I have fascination towards, or weakness towards, young people coming into film and art practice. Like another film called Mukti Bhavan, which is also about death. And he was also a guy who wrote at the age of 23.
Wow.
And he is even younger than that. So when I heard about that, and also this subject, this haven't been dealt with in its profundity in India. Though India is the country where we talk about death, like in Banaras, for example, and all the great masters, including Sri Aurobindo and Ramana Maharshi and Ramakrishna, we have looked at death and found what exactly happens after you die, what happens to the soul in details. Sri Aurobindo has wrote it. I have read them, and I was like, this is the best possible explanation and story that one can learn from these great masters, and it should be taught in the schools across the country.
Yeah.
So that it is the ultimate truth that if you're born, you have to die. There's no two way about it.
And there's no
And
lifeline.
at what time you'll die, when you'll die, nobody knows. So this might be my last moment, and I might get a heart attack, and then I will be I'm not saying. Because, you see, this is how one should look at death, because death is absolute truth. There is no way you can escape. Then you must prepare. It would be intelligent for every human being on the planet to prepare for death.
How do you do
And
that?
without remorse. Because there cannot be any remorse with death, because death is not the end of the story if you believe in Indian spirituality. So I became, coming to the question that you're asking me, I became very interested about death, and I read and met a lot of people who understands death better than me, and including the great masters, that we should cherish them, we should teach them in the school, their books. So when he came, and actually Raj got in touch with me, you got in touch with me, I forgot.
Sanjeev Moore.
Sanjeev Maurya, who is a dear friend of mine, who's a casting director. And I said, yeah, absolutely, I'd like to be part of it. What's the role? And the role is also very interesting, because this man who is trying to sort of help the other who is struggling with this dilemma and extreme confusion, कि करे तो क्या करे, मतलब, which way would you go? And neither that role or that character has answers to it.
Correct.
Because each individual has to take a call,
Right.
depending upon your own perspective about life and death. And yeah, so I found it fascinating to be part of it, and that's why I'm here.
So since you mentioned that, you read about death a lot, there are other things. तो जो हम चीज़ें करते हैं, पढ़ते हैं, हमारे सपनों में भी आता है. So, did
Yeah.
you have such dreams, which scared the hell out of you, that ये क्या सपने में आ गया? Has it ever happened with you?
I have died so many times.
In your dreams?
Yeah, I have flown so many times. Like I flew.
That has happened with me as well.
To heaven.
आपका कैसे हुआ?
हाँ.
मैं अलग अलग तरीकों से
कैसे?
कभी मैं पानी में डूब रही हूँ, या कभी मैं बस क्लिफ के बस उस पार गिर चुकी हूँ. मुझे नहीं पता उसके बाद क्या होता है.
So this is actually
Life after
scary.
that.
But it does come. Dreams like this
Yeah.
do come. It's
So
a
also,
very interesting
there's a
question.
thing about Niharica. See, Luxembourg से, this ravishing diva came into Bollywood. अपने लिए नाम बनाना, जगह बनाना. It is a big thing in this competitive industry. And then, there's one thing about you that not much people know, that you're a cardiologist as well. So we want to know about that.
So I studied.
Yeah.
I completed a degree. And then it's a passion as well. A lot of my family members have suffered, heart ailments and stuff. So I was passionate why that happened. So that's why I got into the field, because I wanted to know more. So that's why I specialized in that kind of.
So in long term, you're going to practice
Yeah, I'm opening
that, or
opening a
acting is
hospital.
going to be the thing कि वही करना है मरते दम तक. What do you have to
Acting
say?
is my I used to study a lot, so I needed an outlet. And acting and music and drama and dance have always been my way of getting away from my extreme pressure of academia. I don't party, or I don't hang out too much with friends, but dancing and all these creative arts used to be relaxing for me. So they will both stay, and I will continue doing films, and I will hopefully build this hospital with hopefully now there's this film talks about an extremely important message about how this particular kind of passive euthanasia process is treated right in this country. So in my hospital I hope to be able to bring all those directives and amendments, and Article 21 very well established in that.
Lovely. Also, we all have, some people have a bucket list कि करना ही है by this age. So do you also, like, आप में से कोई है, you have this bucket list that I want to go and I want to explore this, I want to do this, some pranks or something which is, out of the box. ऐसा किसी के पास है?
I think the bucket list never stops.
Asking a creative this question is endless. Like it's
exactly.
non-exhaustive.
But is there something that you want to do, ये करना ही करना है in life? So has it, been in your bucket list? कुछ ऐसी चीज है?
बताओ.
He's the younger
इनका
one.
bucket list, I think, is
बननी
sorted
है.
with this
बनना है
film.
picture
lot
bucket
of
list.
it.
TikTok enough. I would love to be, part of cinema like this, which is socially stirring,
Yeah.
which gets conversations going, which makes people sit up and talk in a community, build a community. It doesn't really come across like that all the time. You'll have commercial films, but you won't have films that people actually go back home talk about
it. Yeah.
and then build communities on. I mean, this is a privilege, right? Otherwise, you dance, you show a little drama, you cause a little romance in someone's life because they see you, they kind of feel that way about themselves.
Yeah.
But to go back and have this conversation, where people from all walks of life will sit together and talk about this one picture and its message. I mean, hats off to a 21-year-old who made it,
Yeah.
And a producer who saw the value of it to bring that out into the public. I mean, I would want to be a part of such films again and again and again and again,
Lovely.
anytime,
The only bad part about that is that these kind of films don't get the right platform to
True.
showcase to the audience. It's just a very niche, mostly becomes a niche film, which is somehow to break that barrier and just cross over.
So also if we talk about Mercy only, we want to know about the shoot locations. कितने time में, किस duration में ये shoot हुई? How many days it took you? And ऐसा कोई दिन था that you'll never forget कि oh my god, everything is going wrong, ऐसा हुआ एक दिन? कभी होता है ना that
Every
this
day
is not your day.
Every day is a new challenge,
Really?
As a producer, I would say, so we the better planning it is, the better your production goes. So we had 3-4 months of pre-production where we kind of did all the aspects and planned it. And then we shot it in 17 days.
17 days.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
The entire film. But what took longer was the
Post-production.
And now, of course, releasing it in theaters, which is coming out on April 24th across India. So that is a challenge in its own self, So yeah. But from Mitul's perspective, any challenges you face?
Yeah, you do need to prepare for the worst, honestly, and hope for the best. And honestly, the entire schedule was so, as we said, we finished it in 17 days. I don't think I would want to repeat that again, because again, the number of scenes you need to do in a day, it sometimes you are on such a tight schedule. Sometimes you may compromise on a thing or two. So having said that, with the limited resources we have had, it doesn't look like it's compromised anywhere. So I think so that's the challenge we overcame. The entire shoot was a challenge. It was, again, shooting 9 scenes per day. It is slightly unheard of. Yeah.
Not an actor, sir. अगर आप actor नहीं होते,
जी.
तो क्या होते? Any profession, what do you think would have suited you best?
I think I would be a cook. I love to cook. I cook every day when I'm home.
Oh, wow.
I cooked yesterday. Yeah. And maybe the other thing that I probably would have pursued would be, मेरे ख्याल से, Drupad singing. This is one of my most favorite singing tradition.
Oh, wow.
बहुत ही मुश्किल है और बहुत ही सुंदर है. I wish I could sing like that.
And if you talk about food only, so which is your favorite dish?
Cuisine?
Cuisine and dish that you love to make.
You have not at all tasted that. It's called khar.
No.
You haven't heard of it. And fish, which is, I'm from Assam.
Yeah.
And khar is the alkaline a liquid alkaline prepared from a banana peel of a specific banana species from Assam. So you burn the banana peel, you dry, you burn, soak the burnt banana peel, and then you let the water be there for some 70 hours or whatever. Then that liquid becomes pure alkaline. So you use that then tiny bit of it, depending upon the strength of that, tiny bit of it you can make, different, you can put it in different dishes. And then we make fish or green papaya is extremely good for your body. It's anti-cancer, anti-acidic. So that one, and I love Kerala cuisine. This is, I think, the best cuisine, one of the best cuisines in the world, apart from Assam.
So Niharica, what is it for you? You're already playing multiple
I have
professions
two
in one life.
professions.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm
I'm very happy.
Raj, what is it for you? Producer,
This
actor,
profession.
and then apart from it, something else.
Apart
Maybe a
from that,
teacher.
I already did. I was a software sales guy in San Francisco
Oh,
for
wow.
16 years.
For 16 long years.
So I've done consulting, I've done sales, And then this passion called me, theatre and then film now. So yeah.
Life has its own,
Life has its own
plans,
journey,
yeah.
right? So now I've come to this part and I'll stick to this part.
And what about you? Is it too early to ask?
Probably. Having said that, direction involves a lot of problem solving. If it wasn't this, I would actually be somewhere doing that only, like an entrepreneur or something like that. But problem solving is something that I enjoy.
So also, if we talk about life only, life is so unpredictable. Exactly. आज आप यहाँ हो, कल आप कहाँ हो, you never know. So अभी Asha Bhosle ji, she passed away, and we all, I mean, we were like shattered because this was so quick that nobody knew that this is going to happen. So also, if we talk about Sri Devi ji, हम जब भी TV on करते, the film, it's already there, and we love to watch it repetitively. So we want to know about the loss of life. When you hear about the news in such industry के ऐसे veteran जो नाम है जब चले जाते हैं, कईयों का तो अच्छी जिंदगी वो जी के जाते हैं, but कईयों का ऐसा लगता है कि यार ये क्या एज थी, उन्होंने तो जीवन जिया भी नहीं है. So how do you take that if we talk about these people only?
As I said, that I have been fortunate enough to meet my teachers who prepared me, who passed me these amazing books. But it does not save you from the emotional impact.
Right.
Like it did to some extent when my father died. I had no remorse at all whatsoever. I was like, it was 94. I was shooting in Pakistan border somewhere for a television series for Doordarshan. And I got a call saying from my eldest brother, father died. I was like, oh, when? 2 o'clock. Oh, okay. Sir, shot ready. So I go and shoot, come back at 8 o'clock in the evening, and then someone says, what happened? I said, no, my father passed. Oh, I said, no, it's okay. And I was so prepared for my dad's death. But then, at the same time, when Irfan passed, he's not my friend. I never worked with him in the same screen. I mean, we did a film together, but he played my son. So he was when he was 2 years old in the film. So I just met him thrice in my life, I guess, for the PR for Life of Pi.
Yeah.
I never met him, and I only saw maybe 3 films of him. Life of Pi, Namesake, and Qissa, and Shayad Pan Singh Tomar, 4 films. But I got a shock. I don't know why. So what I'm trying to say here is that I don't think it is... You can prepare whatever you want to do, you can do it, but I don't think that is enough. So intellectually I comprehend that people, as I said, it's very easy for me to say people are born, people have to die, but at the same time, those who have this emotional, huge, connections and deep, enhanced, and intense bonding.
Yeah.
For them. But you can prepare, that at least intellectually that one has to go. Now, Ashaji's death, Sridevi's death, I woke up at 7 in the morning, I got a call, I was like, and I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And I worked with her closely. She's an amazing human being. But we have to just accept, that's the subject of our film, Mercy, that how do you deal with
letting go.
So emotional, I somehow feel that what we lack in our education system from our childhood is that we need to prepare, we need to find a way to understand our emotions.
True that.
How we deal with our emotions. And we have the capacity. If I, as an actor, can cry or laugh at the word action, director says, that means I have also the capacity to say action to myself and laugh at any given time, even if I'm in the middle of misery. That means I have a choice to do that. I don't do it because I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Now, that means that I am capable to do it. I'm not something special. I'm born in the tiny little town in Assam. So everybody is capable to do it. provided they are taught how to do it. And I'm one of the guys who can teach. Because that's how what I do. I teach acting to the students at the National School of Drama and FTI and some other countries. So every human being is capable to deal with emotions if they are taught. That's one of the things I think we could focus on.
That's a very detailed analysis.
In our education system.
Yeah. So also, what would be your message to the people जो अब film देखने जाने वाले हैं? One takeaway and one thing which it has to offer. It has multiple things, but according to what would be that one?
I think, the story, like Mitul also said, it's about making that choice of letting go, the dilemma that you face on letting go, right? So I think what people will take from the film is all different. Everybody will relate to A character or B character, So I really feel that once you watch this movie, it's a very simple family drama of the son's struggle to basically let go of someone that he really cares about and loves about, So I'm hoping that people will take something from it like, yes, ये मेरे घर में होता है, ये मैं हूँ, they'll pick that character and see that film.
And this is life. So
That
we're
is
talking
life,
about life.
right?
Yeah.
And talking about the other part, of course, we have melodious music built into the narrative by Sonu Nigam, Shweta Pandit, Devinder Pal Singh, really beautiful music. But overall, I would say that, that people should take something home and feel the emotion.
So Niharica, what would you like to say that it's something about your character?
Yeah, my character's name is Gia. So we had a few screenings for Mercy around the world, and when the audiences were asked for question and answer, a lot of people, as he said, related to different characters, how the priest would respond, how the wife would respond, how the husband was responding to the wife or to his brother. So that was the beauty of the dynamics of the relationships in between. So I think that it's so nice to be able to, have people think from each and every character's perspective.
Yeah, so they're living the character.
Because everybody in a household does play a different role and a role, in togetherness and the dynamics of that. So I think in this film, what the beauty is that Mitul and Raj and Anuradha and Everclear have really pitched that kind of thing, that every character gets its own graph. Every character is very... you can associate with them. Because it's a family story and because it's a story about loss, you will find no one in this world who has not in some way or form dealt with either a family conundrum or with some form of loss. And so it's relatable to masses, So I really feel it's a mass film. I think it is a commercial film, even though it's an indie and, independent made but I think it's a message that can appeal to many people, and I do really wish this team, Mercy, all the best. And all the actors, we have incredible, Aparna Ghosh is there, Kunal Ban is there, some incredible actors and phenomenal music. This film's music is the heartbeat of, this
We're
film.
looking forward.
I really feel that it should, I hope, do very well.
So what would be your message for the cinema enthusiasts? For your fans, when they are going to see the movie, see you on the screens?
Well, I think what we have been discussing in the car, I think it is important to initiate this conversation.
Right.
To deal with this situation because it's such a unknown area in human existence that people die and we don't talk about it.
We don't talk about it. Yes, exactly. There's no coping, way to cope.
And we sort of leave some people, in some old age home and all some. But in India, at least it is still there that grandparents are there in the houses. But when it happens to young people, we don't know what to do, how to deal with it. You know what I mean? So I think we must. This will probably initiate a conversation that we can take to its logical conclusion that we must educate ourselves.
True.
I hope that people do that when they watch the film.
Yeah. And
like all of them said, I also hope that it does spark a conversation, and I think so. The film has in it to make people feel something. So if emotionally it's very enriching and empowering, I think so emotionally it will stir a lot of emotions, and I hope it does lead to conversations about mortality, end of life care, and dignity of dying.